Hey there, Mac users and Mac automators. This is Bakari Shavanu with Mac Automation Tips. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, I hope you will subscribe. Hey, in this particular video, I'm going to focus in on a Mac OS feature called text-to-speech, right? But I'm going to show you 3 different ways that I trigger that feature while I'm doing work on my Mac. So stay tuned and check it out. All right, so here's how we get into the text-to-speech. If you don't know how to, if you've never used it, right, Mac, what I do is I use text-to-speech while I'm doing a lot of writing, and because I'm not always a good proofreader of my own work, and so text-to-speech kind of helps me to look at some of my mistakes, look at words I left out, or what have you. It's not foolproof solution, but it is helpful. So if you have not used the feature, you can go and enable it by going to System Preferences, and you go into Accessibility, and then you're going to go to Speech here, and all you have to do is just enable this here, Speak Selected Text when the key is pressed, and I think the default key is Option plus Escape. That's the one I use. So you can also change it, of course, if you want to do that. So that's where you go find it. So let me show you quickly how it works. So I got some text already here. So basically one way you can do it, of course, is that you can select text or even a part of text, that's you, and you do the Option Escape.
Hey there, Mac users and Mac automators. Thanks for checking out Mac Automation Tips. Be sure to hit the like button below if you find this tutorial useful.
All right, hint, hint. That's just a little bit of a reminder there. So that's the easiest way to do it. So typically what I'm doing while I'm working, I may have some text read back to me, maybe a paragraph at a time. I never have the entire thing read back at once. I want to have it read like maybe a paragraph or so, or a couple of sentences, or what have you, just so I can see how it flows and if I left out any words. So that's one way to do it. Now another way to do it is I did a video recently about PopClip, and PopClip has an extension in it, and you can select some text, and then when you do that, the extension here is, where is it at? Oh, here it is, right here. So this one, it says, speak to this, on the speak to text selection there, and if you go on the PopClip website, you can download this extension, and when you select that, it will read the selected text. Now this one hasn't always worked well for me in terms of sometimes it cuts off before it finishes reading the selected text, but it will normally read about I don't know, 3 or 4 sentences before it cuts off. But I just use this because if my hand is already on the trackpad, I can just quickly go ahead and do it and bring it up, rather than taking my hand back to the keyboard in order to do the keyboard shortcut. So that's the second way that I trigger the speech to text. Now the last way that I do it is I use what's called a string trigger that is connected to Keyboard Maestro. So if I'm typing, and at the end of that typing, if I type out a paragraph or a quick email or what have you, all I have to do is I don't have to select the text. Basically, if you don't have text selected, the text-to-speech feature will automatically read whatever is in that document. So if I hit, say for example, let me do it again. If I hit Command Escape.
Hey there, Mac users and Mac automators. Thanks for checking out Mac Automation Tips. Be sure to hit the like button below if you find this tutorial useful.
So it does that, and I use the keyboard shortcut, but I also can trigger that keyboard shortcut using a string trigger. So I would do this. Oops.
Hey there, Mac users and Mac automators. Thanks for checking out Mac Automation Tips. Be sure to hit the like button below if you find this tutorial useful.
All right, so let's bring up Keyboard Maestro. If you're familiar with Keyboard Maestro, this is it consists of a macro that I put together, and this is the string trigger that triggers it, and basically you see that it just triggers this hotkey. Really simple to put together. I've written several articles on Keyboard Maestro and string triggers on my website, Mac Automation Tips. So I'll put a link below for you to check that out and get more information about that. So that's the three ways that I trigger the text-to-speech feature. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you find this useful, or if you have any other particular strategies that you use for using the text-to-speech feature in macOS. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial, and I hope that you found it useful. If you did, definitely hit that like button below, and definitely subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. You can also find me on Facebook, a Facebook group, Mac Automation Tips there, as well as on Twitter. So we'd love to get your questions and your feedback, and even share some of your work with Mac automation workflows. So until next time, see you and keep automating. Thanks a lot.